Hello and welcome to this interview in the series that is all about empowering a league of extraordinary mothers on how to rekindle that fire in your belly and step into life with clarity, purpose and excitement. That's what we need more of, Sharny. A bit more excitement. Sharny and I have been desperately trying to connect ourselves for at least an hour now. Sharny's in Dubai and we're just trying to get all this tech stuff happening. So we've both got our fingers crossed and it's going to hold for us for the next 45 minutes. So for the mums that don't know Sharny Keiser, Sharny is famous for the Sharny and Julius couple that have swept across our lives with fantastic fitness and exercise motivation. I came across Sharny probably 4 years ago now. I spotted this incredibly vital, fit, healthy mum that was toying around about 5 kids, 6 kids you've got now. And I was so inspired by you. And so I promptly signed up to your program. But here's the bit that I'm admitting to all these mums is that I've started it a few times. But I've never made it through the 8 weeks. And this is one of the big pieces that I really want to focus this show on. It's the mindset stuff. We know what we're supposed to be doing. So today I want to dive into your enthusiasm and your expertise and your wisdom and leave here ready to get started. So over to you, Sharny. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're doing, and we'll go from there.
All right, so I have 6 kids and I'm married to the man of my dreams. His name is Julius. And 3 years ago, we decided we wanted to leave Australia and travel the world with our kids. So we actually sold everything we owned, our car, like all of our belongings, and just bought a backpack each, filled it up with some clothes. The kids got the option. Obviously, we carried the kids' clothes. The kids got an option to have a little backpack each with their favourite toys. We gave all their other toys, everything to charity, and we wanted to embark on taking our kids around the world. We homeschool our children, and we wanted them to understand that life has different cultures, different religions, different beliefs. But at the core of it all, if someone's got a giant heart and is a good person, it doesn't matter the colour of their skin or who they love, or it just, all that matters inside is if they're a good person. And I feel after we've been on the road now for 2.5 years, so it took us 6 months and we sold everything and we left, and our first stop was Bali. And we've been a lot of different places, moving around generally every couple of weeks to a month. And we've really it's been an incredible journey. People say, how long are you going to do it for? And we're like, at the moment we are not ready to stop. We're loving it. We're juggling everything and it's madness and crazy because we're still working and, doing business. But it's been such an incredible journey. So that's obviously why we're in Dubai at the moment.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm in awe. I just think it sounds so adventurous and so romantic and so exciting. I'm sure there's little bits that I don't know if you get homesick or if you just, I guess the way the internet's set up now, you can keep contact with everyone pretty easily.
Yeah, we miss our older son. He's 22 and he's based in Los Angeles doing his with his acting career and his singing. So he's been there since the beginning of the year. So it's hard that we don't have him with us. But I mean, he's almost 23. So we've got to let go and allow him to follow his dreams and not make him follow us. So he flies in and flies out to see wherever we are we try every 6 months. So he sees the kids, but we talk to him most days. But it's amazing. I mean, I know everyone can't do this, can't travel the world. So we film a vlog and we do a video, which is mainly just memories for our kids. But we found so many, mums and dads and men and women and kids want to watch on and I guess see where you can go for a holiday, because we'll go to the most random places. That, like, we went to this island in the middle of Cambodia that we didn't even know existed, which is the most amazing holiday destination for families that no one knew about. So, I mean, we've been able to help other people choose their, holiday destination that they might get a week off every, a couple of weeks off every year or every 2 years, and they want to go traveling. So we're able to help people with that as well, which wasn't unintentional, but has been happening.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, look, let's dive back to to pre-fabulous, even though I'm quite sure you've always been fabulous, but there was a time there was a time when your health wasn't so great, and then, you know, what was the switch? And take us on a bit of a journey.
Okay, well, I got to the birth and I had baby number 4. And I just had gained 30 kilos. So after I'd given birth to him, a few weeks after, I weighed myself and I was 30 kilos heavier than I wanted to be. And I was suffering really bad postnatal depression, with just trying to learn how to breastfeed, because we'd had our older son, and then it had been 14 years and I'd given birth to our daughter. 3 months later, I was pregnant again with Dante, and then trying to breastfeed, pregnant. And then after I gave birth to Dante, I was pregnant again with Emmett, our 4th, 3 months later as well. So I'd been consecutive having a lot of babies. I was a baby-making machine. So I was like breastfeeding or pregnant, and postnatal depression really got a hold of me. I felt, you know, the way we feel sometimes when we're not good enough, we're not doing things right, I'm not a good enough mum, I'm not worthy, you know, like all these crazy things that I'd never really experienced before, because I'd always been so charismatic, wanting to get out and socialize, and I loved being around people, and I stopped wanting to be around people. I didn't want to leave the house. I didn't care if I didn't shower. I didn't brush my hair. I really went to a place where one day I remember I just fed Emmett, and my breast milk was still, by baby number 4, I was still persevering with breastfeeding for as long as I can. He was 4 weeks old, and my breast milk, I was really struggling, and I was eating oats and doing everything I was supposed to, and Googling and taking all this advice, and it was all just overwhelming for me. And I was in the shower, and I was sitting in the bottom of the shower. I just got the kids to sleep, and Julius said, go and have a shower, because I just, you know, broken down again with that I'm not good enough and all that sort of stuff, and was crying to him. He didn't know what to do. Like, Julius is the most supportive, as most husbands, and amazing. But it comes a point where they just really don't, you know, they're not a woman. They don't know what to do. They try, but I just was in such a dark place. So I was in the bottom of the shower, and I started sobbing, and I just didn't really know how to live anymore. I didn't know how to be a mum, and I'm getting a bit teary even thinking about it, because I get messages every day where mums are like this. You know, women, we get like this, and it doesn't have to be that way. All these years on now, so that was my enough's enough moment, where I didn't even recognize who I was seeing in the mirror. I didn't even want to look at myself in the mirror. And I thought, I've just got to go back to basics. So I started thinking, what's easy? What's easy is being able to do just even 5 minutes of exercise in the lounge room with my kids every day. Just do something, some squats, some push-ups, even if the kids are around and they're climbing all over me. And it's as long as it's fun. So I started doing that. I wanted to cut away every grain. I really wanted to detox from sugar, including fruit. Like, I really was dependent on sugar, and I knew that. And I wanted to cut out dairy. So I just wanted to eliminate anything processed. Yep. And I thought, what's the most nourishing thing you can have? And that's vegetables. Yep. So I just went crazy on having loads of vegetables, some protein, loads of water, yep, and doing a little bit of exercise every day. So I kept things basic as well. And I just went back to not thinking I needed to create these extravagant meals, and I needed to have a different thing for breakfast every day, or have this big meal plan for the entire week. I set out and thought, I'm going to have this for breakfast every day, this for lunch every day, and this for dinner every day. And then these are my snacks. Yep. And I did that for 8 weeks, and I'd lost 24 kilos. And I was just, after a week and the detox and all that sort of stuff, things just started to feel, it's like this cloud and this heaviness just lifted away slowly. And I continued on because I still felt like I still had a little bit of weight to lose. So I went on for another 4 weeks and lost another 6 kilos to get to 30 kilos. And I felt amazing. And that was when I went out. I felt so amazing. And Julie said, you've got to do a photo shoot. So I rang a friend of mine who is a photographer, and a friend of mine who has a bikini company called Vive Swimwear. Yeah. And I rang Vanessa, and I'm like, babe, can I please have some of your sample bikinis? I'm going to do a photo shoot, stretch marks and all, with the kids. Yeah. So she helped me, be a part of it. I got my friend who was a makeup artist, and they just made me feel so beautiful, and I felt so happy. We did a photo shoot, and that was on the beach. You may have seen a photo. It's been all over the internet, where I'm kind of walking with the 3 kids in the water. Yes. It's a very old photo. Yeah, so that was that day. That was 12 weeks later, after I was literally in a shower, did not want to live anymore. I did not think, I thought, which is so horrible for a mum to ever think. I thought my kids would be better off without me. And I know mums get like that. Like and it doesn't have to be that way. It's so silly thinking that.
Yeah.
And I cry because just, you know, talking about it and going back there, it's such a horrible and silly place to be. But with women, I see it every single day. They get there. And I'm so glad that I've created the program. So basically, I had so many people saying, Sharny, you look amazing. Oh, my God, what are you doing? So a few of my friends did the program and loved it, got amazing results. So then we built it online. So we built an online program so that it wasn't just my friends and people on the Sunshine Coast where we lived at the time doing it. I could reach out and help women all over the world. And that's how it all started.
Yep. And it's been phenomenal. I know so many women that have done it. And I think even Kim Morrison, who's going to be part of this series, she did it and loved it. And I've got girlfriends here in Torquay that have done it and loved it. And you know, you've touched so many lives, Sharny, so many lives.
Well, Kim did it when she was, oh my God, it was so fun. She did it when she was 47 or 46. Oh my God, have you seen her bikini shots? Julius took some photos of her. She did the 8 weeks and then she came to our house and we did photos by the pool. Oh, so sexy. Like, I'm like, you rock, babe. Like, she's like my goal. So it's really cool to see women of all ages. You don't have to be young, you know, like I'm almost 40 now. She did the program when she was nearly 50. I've had women 55, 60. Oh, it's just honestly to see someone, and weight loss is always, I guess, the start goal for somebody. They want to feel better about their body. Yeah. But that's just a byproduct, because if you eat healthy and you're doing exercise, it's going to happen. Yeah. The thing that I love the most about my program is the fact that it saves relationships. I've lost count of the amount of emails of marriages being saved. Yeah. Like, wow, like that in itself to me is huge, because honestly, when you obviously separate in a marriage, and I know that it happens, it doesn't obviously just affect the husband and wife, it affects the children. There's so many ripple effects with that. Mm-hmm. So to know that Julius and I have saved marriages, relationships with children where, you know, mums have got teenagers where they're struggling to communicate with their kids and they've been able to exercise with their kids again. All these sort of things are so much better than weight loss. Yeah. And that's what we say, and I say every day to my mums and the women that do the program, is don't focus on the weight loss. That will happen, I promise you that. See what else is coming from you. We call them NVCs, like non-scale victories. Yeah. NSVs, non-scale victories, yeah. And they it's just like I weigh myself and I don't get emotional, but some people get emotional with weighing themselves. But I've been doing it for a long time. And when, like anything, like budgeting in the house, and you focus on your money, you can't just ignore your weight. You need to still understand the process of weight loss and know what you're doing. So it's just numbers. But I mean, I work with our women with that, but I know a lot of mums get, you know, caught up on the scales and I haven't lost any weight this week, but there's more to it than that, which is amazing. Like there's so much more to it.
It's just information, isn't it, Sharny? It doesn't define who you are. It's just information.
Exactly. It's just keeping track like you do with your budget. You know what bills are coming in, how much money you're earning, and you're not being crazy going out spending and not paying your phone bill. You know what I mean? You know your numbers in the house. You need to know your numbers with your body as well, and know your measurements and kind of see where you're at, especially when you're going on a journey of health.
Yeah. I think, you know, it's when I work with women, it's the very first step is the end goal, isn't it? You know, it's like, well, the end goal is that I get to feel great about myself again. I've got more energy to play with my kids. I've got more confidence. That's all the end goal stuff. That's the stuff that keeps you going when it, you know, it feels like a bit of a slog, or you don't want to get up early to do exercise, or whatever the bit is. You've got to just push through.
And for a lot of people that don't finish, they quit and they can't finish, or they don't know why they can't get to the end of any program. Yeah. It's generally they need to find a really strong why. Yeah. For me, it was my children. Like I wanted to feel like I could run around with them and have the energy and be happy. And I know exercise and food 100% affects our mental state. Yep. So for me, it was my kids and being the best version of myself before I get to, you know, 70, 80 years old, look back on life and have that as a major regret. That's something that I never ever achieved or never ever finished. Yeah. An excuse, and I say this all the time in our programs, an excuse every day we can come up with excuses on why we didn't do things. But what an excuse generally is at the end of our life is just, sadly, it's a regret of something we didn't achieve. Yeah. So things may not pan out the way you want them to during the day of your expectations, but you can always work out a way around it and get it done. So you may not get out for your run or whatever you chose to do, but you can still, before you go to sleep, I'm at least going to do 10 squats beside the bed. It's not in the exercise program, but hey, it's still exercise. I can still tick off that I did my exercise today.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm 47. I'll be 47 when this interview goes live. I'm 47 in April. And my goal this year is to be the fittest and healthiest I've ever been in my life. So I'm going to give Kimmy a run for her money.
Yes, good. That's amazing.
I don't think I haven't worn a bikini since I was, well, I don't think ever, maybe. So maybe this is the year. Maybe this is the year.
Yeah, actually, you say you haven't worn a bikini since you were 12. I had our older son when I was 16. And I got covered in stretch marks. Yeah. So I never, from the age of 15 when I fell pregnant, I never wore a bikini. And if I did, I wore it with shorts. Yep. I covered myself. Yeah. And after that program, that photo shoot that I did that day after the 12 weeks was the first bikini I'd worn since I was 15 years old. Because I swore no one would ever see my disgusting stretch marks and my disgusting body ever again. Craziest way to think, but sadly we do. And I do not care about my stretch marks. I love my body, and I can genuinely say that so much that I want to show it off. And the reason that I post so many photos with my kids in my bikini is I feel like if I can do it, I'm just a normal everyday mom with the madness that goes on with homeschooling and work and everything like that, and trying to get dinner organized and crying kids and fighting kids, that if I can do it, anyone can do it. And so many women, thousands of women around the world they haven't worn a bikini ever, and they're finally getting in this bikini and just feeling amazing, which is, so I'm excited for you.
Yeah, me too. So my first goal was to just get my weight back under control. I'm a foodie, so food always comes first with me because that's the easy bit. So I'm nearly 10 kilos down and back to the weight I should be. And so now it's time to, get really strong and feel just really strong and
amazing. Well, I just announced 2 days ago, this is like it's almost meant to be. I announced 2 days ago in our Fit Mum, Fit Dad community, which has got 30,000 people in it, that if anyone's keen, I know a few of you haven't been able to complete the program and just life's gotten in the way, that I'll start again on Monday, the 1st of April, which is this Monday, and I'll do the 8 weeks with you, checking in every single day. So just checking in, letting you know how I feel, how my deep sugar detox is going, because I will cut out fruit and caffeine because I really like to just allow my body to reset at least every 6 months to a year and cut out caffeine and sugar, just to know that my food and my addictions aren't controlling me. I'm in control of, because people get addicted to caffeine and addicted to sugar, just like any narcotic drug. Yeah. So it just allows me to reset. So I'm starting Monday if you want to join.
I actually can't start on Monday just because I'm doing this protocol and I've still got another couple of weeks to go, and I'm not supposed to do anything more than gentle walking at this time. But in another couple of weeks, I'll be joining in, definitely.
Okay, well, you can just come in when you're ready.
I will. I'll let you know. I'll be loud. I'll be there. So let's, because I think, I know that you've got so much to share about, like basic exercise routines to get us going, and they're easy to do at home. We don't need any special equipment, all that stuff, which is perfect for mums. But I just want to dive a bit more into that mindset stuff, because at the end of the day, that is the foundation to everything. If we can't get our mindset right, the rest of it's just not going to happen. So how do you keep that mindset in place? And just, one of the things that I have loved about the community when I've been in there is you're very clear, no whinging, no bitching, no, let's keep it positive. And I just think that is gold, and it needs to be said more. So, I'd just love to hear more about your thoughts on that.
I feel like as humans, our natural instincts is to find problems or whinge or complain or look in the negative. Whereas it's a habit, just like eating healthy and exercising, to be positive. It truly is. Happiness is a habit that you build on every day. So that's part of the reason why we don't allow any negative comments. And we just say to people, look, you're having a hard day, they happen. Yeah. Just word it in a positive way. Look at it in a positive way. So one, it teaches you that habit of forcing yourself to write something in a positive way, or think about, okay, my day's not the best, but, you know, tomorrow's a new day, and, you know, you can really turn it around to be better and not just whinge, because one, whinging's not going to help you, and it's also not going to help the other 30,000 people in the community who are having a good day. They don't want to hear you whinge. They got their own shit going on, and they want to be positive. Yep. Like, everyone has problems. But I think what I love and what has helped me, and why we force it upon every single person that does our program, is by the end of the 8 weeks, it'll be a habit, and you'll be positive while you're going along. So rather than wait till you've lost all your weight to be positive and be happy, just start the habit now. Fake it till you make it, you know?
Yeah. I often tell women that I'm working with that your brain doesn't know the difference between a fake smile and a real smile. So you can actually just smile and your whole body feels different. The effect is amazing.
Yeah, and laugh. Like, in a stressful situation, that you can't control, because you can't control things that go on around you, but you can control your behavior and the way you react. Are you going to scream? Because that'll make you feel crappy. Are you going to yell? Are you going to cry? Or are you just going to breathe and go, okay, I can't control what's going on right now, but I can control my behavior and what I'm going to do in this situation. That you can control, and that's no one else's responsibility. It's like, if I'm waking up having a bad day, or waking up and I've had no sleep, or something stressful's going on, it's not Julius's responsibility to make me happy. It's not the kids' responsibility to make me happy. My God, I don't even want to put that on them. It's my responsibility to shake myself out of it and move on and be happy and be an inspiration for them. Show them life gets shitty sometimes, but you know what? I'm in control of how I'm going to handle the situation. And it works. Like, I watch my kids learn every day from this. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I do realize, and it gets better and easier. You realize when a day is going not according to plan, or things aren't working out, what are you going to do to turn that, to flick that switch? And it's that easy. It honestly is. Tony Robbins even says that. Like, any guru, I'm not making this stuff up. They preach it every day. You can change your mood and your behavior like that. And it's just a habit. So what I do is I dance. So I'll put music on and I just dance and I go crazy, or I laugh.
It's contagious. It's contagious.
So contagious. And then you laugh at yourself laughing because it's so fake.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And that kind of just gets you going.
Yeah.
So find your thing. Tony Robbins does this thing where he puts his hands in the air and he jumps and he pushes the air to music. And that's actually, there's a method and a vibration to that, why he does the pushing in the air. And it's amazing. But I don't always have time to do that, and I love to dance. So I just dance like crazy, and my kids love it. Like, they dance like crazy, and it's a habit that we've created. And even you can do that before you get in a bad mood. You know, you can just start your day like that. Put some good music on. My favorite song is Dreams by Rihanna. And I put that on. I play it so loud, and it really does turn your day around. So there's just a couple of tips that I do. But I learned a long time ago, you can't, as I said, you can't expect someone else to make you happy. You've got to be responsible for that.
That is, if we can hand down one thing to our kids, I think that is the most golden message. It's the most golden message, because I think as a society and as a community, we've got in this sort of habit as mums to talk about the effect of our kids and our husbands on our happiness, you know, and how it has become this kind of negative thing that's very normal conversation. You know, oh, they did this, and oh, I feel, you know, and because of their behavior, I'm unhappy. And we need to get together as women and as mums and shift that conversation, because it's just putting the power in somebody else's hands.
Yeah. And sadly, so many women, and us as women, will bitch about our husbands to other people. And I think that's like, really, when we get in that mindset and we get in the blame of it's your fault and blaming people, it's only going to affect us. You've just got to realize you're responsible for you, and you can't expect your partner to do something they want to do. So for example of that, I'm starting the program again on Monday. I committed that I want to be able to help mums and dads. But Julius is doing Iron Dad. He's doing something else. And I said, do you want to do it with me? He's like, I can't, honey. I'm in the middle of doing Iron Dad, which is a weights program, and it'll just add too much to my plate.
Yep.
I'm not going to force him or make him because I'm doing it. He has to do it with me.
Yeah.
I'm just going to appreciate that and respect that we're on a path together, walking the journey together as friends and in a marriage and a commitment. But I'm not his boss. He's not my boss. And we support each other and respect each other's decisions. And I mean, that's getting off topic and it's marriage advice, but I feel like we so much blame others for the state we're in, and we have expectations that it's that person at work that puts you in a bad mood or that situation. But as I said just before, you can't always control your situation. You can't control the way someone else behaves towards you, but you can control what you let into your bubble. You know, you can just control your mood and control that. I'm just going to brush that off. I'm going to do a run. I'm going to go for a swim. I'm going to dance. I'm going to have a shower and just whoosh that stuff away. And then move forward.
Start again.
Yeah.
I think
every moment actually just reminds me of this same Julius said to me 2 days ago. He read it and it says, I'm under no obligation to be the person that I was a moment ago.
Yes.
I'd have to ask him where he got it from. I can't remember, but I'm like, oh my God. So it doesn't even have to be tomorrow's a new day. It can be, okay, so you can step into the next moment as a new person.
Yeah. Part of the work that I do with women is get them to visualize having dropped out of the sky completely butt naked, and there's no past to define you. There's no pre-presumed future. Who do you want to be? And it's so much fun. It's so much fun. Yeah. You just get to go, oh, well, maybe I want to, wear completely different clothes, or walk into a room being really confident rather than really shy and reserved, or you get to choose.
Exactly. And it's so, as women, we really need to support each other and lift each other up instead of constantly judging each other because of what we're wearing or what we're saying or what we're not doing. Just understand that's that person's journey. And if they're not mothering the way you mother, or they're not dressing the way you dressed or working the way you work, if their beliefs, if they like a messy house, and they don't wash the dishes as soon as the dishes are done, and they leave their dishes for the night and just leave them on the sink and do them the next day, they're living their life, and we should not ever judge each other. We should just support each other and lift each other up. I think our whole entire universe and our own individual world would change if we just did that.
I'm positive of it. And, it makes me think about you sitting in the bottom of the shower feeling like you didn't have another woman to connect with to say, do you know what, this is so normal. It's so normal and you're going to be okay. Because as women, if we had that connection, if we didn't have that shame of not coping that so many of us go through, then we would bypass so many of these, really shameful feelings that are so unnecessary.
Yeah, and I think part of it, because we owned a gym at the time, and I was already in the fitness industry.
Yep.
So for me, like, people say, oh, it's easy for you, you're a personal trainer, you're a nutrition, it's easy, you know what to do. And it's like, well, actually it's not. It's actually worse, because people are judging and looking and going, you should know better. So for me, I think I really got into that place of worrying what others thought, because I gained so much weight, and that's something I shouldn't have done.
Yeah.
And I should have known better than that. So I think it's just as hard for everybody. It's about the habit. Yeah. And you said another thing with finishing what you started. When you commit to 8 weeks of this program, or you commit to doing, yoga for a 5-week block, or whatever you commit to, do yourself a favor and finish what you started. Yeah. And we teach our kids that, they start football for a season, or violin or piano, and they don't want to go. It's like, just finish what you started. Like, if you're committed to doing a 5K run, don't turn around and walk back. You can walk it, you can finish and walk. You don't have to run the whole thing, but just finish it. Commit to what you started and finish it. And just teaching your kids that. It's okay if you don't like something, but just finish it. See out the 8 weeks. It really does something to us as women, our confidence. Yeah. I see women who don't finish the program and it's ripple affecting through other parts of our lives. And I say to them, what other areas in your life, not just this program, are you not finishing? Yeah. Yeah. Or you're quitting on things because quitting is easier. Yeah. I swear it shows up in other areas of your life where you're quitting and you're giving up on things and moving on. And it just really allows, it's so empowering and so powerful when you just finish off. Even if you eat something that's not exact, or as I said, you do squats beside your bed, 20 squats beside your bed instead of doing workout 2.3 or whatever, you know, or doing your yoga class. You're still committing, you know, you're just tweaking things along the way. You keep going, you fall down, you stand up, you dust yourself back off, and you keep going and you finish what you started.
Yeah. It's probably been one of the most pivotal changes in my life in the last sort of 2 years. And I hired a coach that I still work with now. And one of her big things is you finish whatever you start, you finish it. Yeah. And the change in my life and what I've achieved and my health and all sorts of different things just through that one simple rule. And the way I talk about it is just don't bullshit yourself. Keep your word to yourself. You say, I am going to. Yeah. Don't lie to yourself. Go, well, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We bullshit ourselves all the time. We believe the stuff we tell ourselves. If it continues, you start to really believe your own bullshit.
Yeah.
And you just got to be like a reality check for yourself and be like, no. Because what happens when you finish something is it helps with your subconscious.
Yeah.
And it really just starts to make you more powerful. It makes you, put your shoulders back and be like, yeah, I rock this.
Yeah.
You feel better. And then that energy, and we've all got an energy around us, feel that energy and you just ripple effect and you inspire other people around you without even intentionally meaning to or telling them what to do. You're just doing your thing, and you're really living it. And other people get lifted by that and you literally change your circle around you. Yep. And you said to me a moment ago, I offered you to start with me on Monday. And you said, oh, wow, thank you. But I committed to a protocol I'm doing right now. And I've got a couple of weeks left of that. Yep. And that's a commitment that you committed to yourself and you're going to see that through. And that's powerful. You're not jumping on my bandwagon because I'm here. You're finishing what you started.
I've got a plan. I know exactly what I'm doing. It's good. And that sense of purpose, that sense of clarity around how I'm going to see out these goals that I've set for myself, it is so empowering. It is so empowering. And I'm sure that I don't know how I would have heard that message, 3 years ago. And maybe, sometimes words just become words and they don't really resonate with you until you hear them at the right time. So I'm hoping that the women that are listening to this hear it at the right time and just understand that these things, it's simple. There's no magic trick. It's not complicated. You don't have to go to uni and study for 10 years to work this piece out.
Yeah.
It is simple, but it's just these little tweaks that make all the difference, isn't it?
Exactly. And I think the funniest thing that I've realized over the years I've been doing this is people start, especially with nutrition, and they'll be like, I'm not getting any results. It's been 2 weeks and I haven't lost any weight. I'm pretty much sticking to the nutrition. I'm doing all the exercise. I'm like, well, are you eating everything the way it's meant to? Are you eating loads of veggies? Are you sneaking any treats? And they're like, no, everything's. And then the more I dig, they'll be like licking a kid's spoon while they're doing dinner. And they'll be, adding a little bit of dairy milk into their coffee. Yeah. And just little things that they're still not doing it 100%. You need to, when you commit, you need to commit, and you kind of tell yourself that story in your head. I'm doing it right, and you want to blame someone else, but you need to, with everything in life, just not diet and exercise, you need to be always 100% honest with yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
You can't lie to yourself. You can pretend to, and you can believe, like you said, your own lies you're telling yourself, but it's just not good for our confidence.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so if we get this mindset piece right and we're on board and we're going, where are we starting? And I know this is a big chunk to stick in like 5 or 10 minutes. But what are some easy, once mums get off this interview, they can start doing just something every day? What's some easy kind of first?
Well, I'm a rip the Band-Aid off kind of person where I just want to go all in. Let's cut it all out. Let's just get this show on the road. And I want to lose the weight as quickly as possible. I'll do whatever it takes. I'll eat the same thing every single day. And that's it. And I love it that way. But I understand other mums aren't. So what I would do we call that the Fit, Healthy, Happy Mum diet, where you just look at what you're doing and you're like, okay, this today or this week, depending on how fast you want to move, I'm going to cut out Coca-Cola, or I'm going to cut, because a lot of people drink soft drink, which is like but everyone starts somewhere. So I'm going to switch up soft drink for sparkling water and add some fresh lemon or lime in that with some mint leaves. Yep. That would be a switch up. So you just start with that. If that is your real vice, or if cappuccinos every day is your real vice and something you just want to eliminate, you're going to eliminate that. Or it might be, I'm going to eliminate dairy, or I'm not going to have any, just one thing. Yep. So whether you want to change one thing a week or you want to change one thing a day, you just do it in baby steps. And a lot of women like it that. They feel like they're just winning at doing it a little bit slower and not expecting that they need to go all in, like say I do. And I just eliminate all sugar, grains, dairy, just start on the veggie train, do my 5 minutes of exercise every day, and I just go 8 weeks, here we come.
Yep.
So that's what I would suggest, is just taking one step at a time. There's no right way. There's no right diet. It's what's right for you.
Yeah.
So if you love dairy and you're not against dairy, I mean, we're a non-dairy family. I know what dairy does, but hey, I'm not going to force someone to not have dairy if they're like, how dare you tell me not to have dairy? It's like, okay, go have it. Like, that's totally okay. As long as you're happy, it doesn't matter. Or if someone, it's honestly, do what works for you and your family. It's the whole like immunization, not immunization thing. Everyone's got their beliefs, or, God, no God. Just believe and do what's right for you in your heart, and support each other with no judgment.
I think if we can throw this supporting mums for the decisions that they're making for themselves and their families, without that black and white, right and wrong that we seem to have set up. And I mean, the vaccination issue and the religious issue, and there's all these things, whether it's what political party you vote for. And we just get like a great cleaving knife. It's like, well, you're that side and we're that side. Oh, for goodness sake, can we make a pact as mums to have a bit of respect for the decision?
There's no right or wrong. Like, I feel like so many people believe that their way's right, and they need to force everybody into their right. And they've got to have a really strong opinion instead of going, this is how I do it. I do it this way for my family. Yeah. I don't immunize my children because my daughter nearly died at her 4-month immunization and had fits, and Julius and I made a decision at that point when we spoke to a close friend of ours, Cindy, and we did our research, and I'm not judging anyone. My best friends immunize, and they then do probiotic afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, whatever works. And I would never, ever judge anyone else for a decision. But in return for that, please don't judge me for mine. I'm doing what works for our family, and I'm being a mum the way I want to be a mum. And I'm raising kids the way how it works for our family. That's right. So I think if we can get that point across, knowing there's no right or wrong, it's what's right for me alone and my family, then we will live a happy life.
Absolutely. So give us a 5-minute routine. Give us a 5-minute fantastic kind of, are you a morning person? Is it like that 5 minutes, is that in the morning, or is it at the end of the day?
No, it's where I can fit it in. I try to do it in the morning, but sometimes it doesn't happen that way. If the kids wake up and one of them's crying, or there's been an argument, or they're starving, I just go with the flow. And I try to do it with the kids. Like, we just put the music on. As soon as they hear the music, they know the workout's starting, and they just come and go. One of them might be playing with Lego, and one of them wants to climb on me while I'm doing my push-ups, and Julius and I try to do our workouts together, but it just doesn't always work out that way. So I just find that I do it when it works for me. But I'm also homeschooling, running business. So when the kids go to sleep at night, I get back up and we work. Julius and I juggle work through the day, and homeschooling and things like that. So our lives is a little bit different. Our life is a little bit different because we travel as well. But I think it's what works for you. So if you're a morning person, you know that if you don't get the workout that 5 minutes done in the morning, then do it. Get it done. And what a lot of mums that I know do is they will set their alarm and they'll get up before their kids wake up, or they'll give their kids brekkie and they'll sit their kids down to eat brekkie, and then they'll just do it on the floor beside them. They'll lay out a mat and they'll just get the workout done. Yeah. But the great thing about the program is for mums that want to, and it doesn't even have to be my program, guys. Honestly, whatever works for you. You might love yoga, then keep doing that. You might love swimming. You might love to train for a triathlon or a marathon, or you may just like to go running through the bush. Honestly, if you can get anything from this chat today, it's just do something you love. It's got to be fun, or you're never going to stick to it.
Yep.
And I find a 5-minute workout fun because it's 5 minutes. It's over in 5 minutes. Yep. And my kids laugh and they love it. So that's what works for me. But you honestly really do need to do what works for you. So then you've got your extended workout, so you can get outside and you can do a workout in the playground, so you can take the kids to the playground. And instead of sitting down watching your kids play on the playground, get in there with them, go down the slide. Who said we're not allowed to do that?
Yep.
Although in Malaysia, Julius and I did that one day and security came and told us to get off the playground. So don't do that. Do chin-ups. There's so much exercise you can do at the playground. So if you've got a playground near you, put the kids in the pram, take them for a walk, or after school, swing past a playground and do a workout at the playground.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what you mean by the 5-minute exercise routine? I just when I.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. That's perfect. So to wind up this interview, what I'm going to ask you is, I know that not every day pans out the same, but in an ideal day, what is your morning routine that works really well for you?
We get up and we have breakfast. Now, I don't pre-prep my meals. I can cook my veggies fresh every day because I'm at home. But if I wasn't and I am busy for any reason, I would do on a Wednesday and a Sunday a giant batch of veggies once the kids go to sleep in a wok, and I'd put it in containers. So I've got a beautiful green soup, which is all vegetables and fresh herbs and everything. It's amazing. That is also in my program that I do. Like, I try and stick to veggies. Like, it's interesting, all these years on, after I've lost all this weight, veggies have been a huge part of our life. Yeah. And you can do so much with vegetables. Like, people think, when you diet, they just think of a piece of chicken and broccoli. Yeah. But it's not that. Like, I do a healthy carbonara, which is just zucchini spirals. So get creative with vegetables. Don't be restricted. You do so much with vegetables. So if you time for and you go to work every day and you drop your kids at school and do all that crazy stuff, then prep. Like, prep is key on it. You can do it once a week and freeze, or if you've got that opportunity to do a quick restock through the week, then do that as well. But it will just save you so much time, and you can just grab and run. Like, you can grab your kids' lunches out, throw them in, grab your vegetables and your boiled eggs or whatever you eat. There's so much healthy, free recipes in the world now. Yeah. Honestly, there's no excuse. And you just eat seasonally. So if you're on a budget and broccoli's a fortune or bananas are a fortune, then just look at what's on special each week and base your meals around that. Mm. Yeah. So as for what I'll get up and have brekkie, and depending on what we've got on for the day, whether we've got interviews or whether we've got to film videos or content or things like that for YouTube, then we'll quickly try and get our workout done. I've actually got a video. People ask us this all the time, day in the life of us, what's it like? So we just did a YouTube video on a day in the life of the Keisers, what our day looks like. So I'll have brekkie, and then we try and burn the kids out. So if that's a workout in the lounge room, or I'll quickly take them down the playground and scooter around and just burn some energy. As soon as we get back, I take it into the room and we do school. School for us isn't a desk or anything. It's Montessori style. We don't follow Montessori, but we sit them down, they each get an activity, and it's learning. I find each of kids learn differently, but our kids will learn based on what they're interested in. And I find with our 7-year-old son, if I force him to do a school book or maths and he's just not into it, he's not going to take it in anyway. Whereas he's been into, say, the pyramids in Egypt, and he's been asking so much questions about it. So I'll talk about it, and we'll read things about that. That's practicing his reading. We'll write down words like pyramids and things like that. And we'll do maths based on that. Yeah. And he has learned to read so fast just by doing that. So I feel like as well what I've learned through homeschooling, because our oldest son went through mainstream schooling, and I don't see anything wrong with it. It's just we had an opportunity to homeschool and we wanted to take advantage of that. So that's why we're doing it. So I don't think there's any right or wrong with education. It's just based on what works for your family and you, based on your circumstances. So what I've learned is there's no real set way for education. Like, your kids will learn if they're interested, and you don't need to be sitting at a desk. Like, it really has been such a huge learning for Julius and I, homeschooling our kids. Wow. I always thought for so long our kids have to go to school, you can't teach them yourself. And then when I opened that possibility up for myself of maybe we can homeschool, and Julius he comes from a very educated background, like his family's all doctors, they're very medical, and he must go to university. So, and I'm on the other extreme. I wanted to homeschool. I wanted to try that. So we compromised Montessori They went to Montessori for a few months, and then Julius realised, oh, actually, it's pretty easy. Let's try homeschooling.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it. We've done
yes. Anyway, I totally digressed there and went on a full rant. But we get asked that all the time. How do we educate? Like, how does that even happen? People try and comprehend that. So once homeschooling's done, then if we've got any errands like going to the dentist or anything, we'll duck out and do that while everyone's still at school because the streets are quiet. We will still get our kids to a dentist when we're traveling, like every 3 to 6 months. They'll go to a dentist and we'll run any errands we need to do. And then it's bath, like military operation, like they lay their clothes out, we get them all in the bath, clean them, do all that after, but dinner first. So we do dinner. And then our son does a story, our older son Josh does a story via video, and he uploads it to YouTube, and we put it on the TV and the kids watch him, and he reads a story to them every single night. So they get to see him every day, which is so cute. Yeah, that lasts about 5 minutes. And some people put their kids to sleep and they leave the room and they go off to sleep. We don't. We do things the way we want to do them. All our kids sleep together. So Julius and I will go in and lay with them, and we're both kind of working. So we're sitting in the bed, still getting work done, and they're drifting off to sleep. But I just know that won't last forever, that laying with a child while they go off to sleep. It didn't with Josh. He would freak out if I lay in bed and tickled him off asleep. So we enjoy that process of putting them off to sleep. So we literally stay in the room with them about half an hour, working quietly in the dark while I go to sleep, and we sneak out.
Yep. I've been there. I've done that.
Yeah. So that's another thing kind of, some parents believe, co-sleeping is wrong, or, you should put your kids to sleep and not lay with them to go to sleep, but there's all different ways.
Yeah, there is all different ways. And, like I laugh when you talk about a military operation, because I was, a single mum with my 4 when they were 8 and under. I was a single mum for about 7 years. And it was a military operation to keep it all humming along. But it's great. I wouldn't have swapped that for anything. It was just the most golden time.
I'll send the link to the video we did. It's like 3 minutes, and it just basically is a rundown of how our entire day works, because people sometimes can't even comprehend homeschooling, working, traveling all in one hit.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'll pop a link to it in the email that goes out with this interview so everyone can tune in and watch. Thank you so much, Sharny. I think we made it 99% of the way through. There was a tiny bit of glitching at the end, but I'm sure it's going to be perfect. And I am just so thrilled that you're part of this series, and your interview has been amazing. And I know that there's going to be lots of inspired mums that are going to be tuning into you after this. So thank you so much for being part of it.
Well, thank you for having me. I've had a great time, and I know I talk so much, but honestly, just be happy, have fun, and you can, in every moment, remember that you will have a very happy life.
Yeah. Perfect. Mwah. Thanks, honey.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.